So Jean-Philippe, this is one of my favorite questions. Influencers, sometimes they come in a minute, sometimes they come in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Quick story, my first influencer was my grandfather. Him, my grandmother, my mom came from Kyiv. He had the accent. That was when it was the Soviet Union. And he used to take me for walks in the park in Montreal when I was 5 or 6. And one day I asked him, because he was talking to a lot of people, I called him Zeta. I said, Zeta, how do you know all these people? And he said, well, one day I smiled at this one, and then he smiled back at me. And then he started talking to me, so I talked to him. And then another one walked by, and they smiled at us because we were smiling. And it was like 5-year-old got it, but I got it way more as the years went on. I think that's why I talk so much, probably, too. And, so it was amazing to me how you can be an influencer even with a smile. Can you share with us 2 or 3 people? I know there's plenty, but 2 or 3 people that have been influencers in your life?
Well, I already mentioned one, of course, because it's so core to my life, in a way, my destiny, my son, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Because of what he left me and my family with. And I believe I'm trying to learn from him, from what I could see from him, until he was 22 years old, and then really apply some of his deep care and more he had. The second person I would nothing to do with family that I've been always fascinated by is Nelson Mandela. And I visited South Africa many times in my life. It's a country I love as well, both from a business, personal standpoint as well. When you think about the destiny of that person as well, and the way he redefined that country, and the way he basically forgave. It was all about forgiveness, right? This guy was in this jail. He was going to die, probably. Yeah. And then he came back. He went to power. I mean, I'm doing a fast forward on history on the apartheid in that country, and he forgave to all those people.
Yeah.
And he decided, hey, we've got a vision. We're going to build this United Nation of South Africa, and he was someone who was definitely caring, an incredible positive leader as well. Yeah. I think he had this quote about it only seems impossible until it's done. And I love that, because he was someone who did something impossible that you see many other countries in the world still living, it's not called apartheid, but kind of living the same tragedies.
Yeah.
And it takes that very special leadership and man to create this future for our country, which is amazing, and which gives some hopes for the future.
Yeah, no kidding. It's he's iconic, basically. To do that. So thank you for sharing that. And it teaches us that we're always influencing people, also, whether we know it or not, by how we act and how we say. Yeah. And it's a choice between being positive or negative, and it seems like positive is a lot better way to go. So thanks again. Really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks for doing this great podcast.